Hello everyone. Now this time I will not show you one of my over the board games because it's Thursday, December 6th, and yesterday was December 5th, so that means that in Holland there is a festivity, so there are no official things done, so no chess club meeting. So, but I did find something that is interesting to see, and that is a game that I just finished. The website letsplaychess.com, a correspondence chess game, and actually I lost it because I didn't see a very actually quite simple tactical move. It was a very stupid mistake I made, and but I want to show it to you. This game, it's a very short game, it's only 14 moves, but I want to show it to you anyway because it also shows a certain let's say a way of playing that some people use, kind of strategy, and this way of playing made me actually think. It reminded me of a theater play that I saw a long time ago. It's a theater play called A Lie of the Mind, by Sam Shepard, a North American writer. And in this theater play there is this family, and the husband is a man that likes hunting very much. So what he does is during the hunting season he goes to the forest and he builds a small hut, and in this small hut he stays there for hours and hours, sometimes even for days and days, waiting for a deer to come by. And when the deer comes by he simply shoots him, and his wife doesn't understand why he does such a stupid thing, waiting for so long for an innocent deer to pass by and then shoot him. Well, in the play actually the reason behind this is that they have a terrible relationship with each other. They are kind of condemned to stay together while they actually have a terrible relationship. So this man is going hunting just to go out of the house and have some rest. So well, anyway, the idea in this game, what happened is something similar, in the way that what my opponent did is actually waiting for me to make a mistake so he could shoot me, and that's what happened. He succeeded in this strategy. I played the Sicilian Dragon, and he played this more quiet variation of castling kingside, knight to c6, and now he went with this knight to b3, and I had different options then. One of them is playing my bishop to e6. Another idea could be to advance my a pawn to a5 in order to continue it to a4. But what I decided is first to castle. Now he played the bishop to g5, and I played bishop e6. Normal moves according to the theory of later use maybe the c file, maybe put this rook here on c8 to have pressure on the c file, trying to control the c4 square. So everything is going until now right fine. And my opponent here did the first move that surprised me, because it's a very, well, actually strange move to see. He played bishop to h4, and that doesn't look good strategically, since he's actually moving his bishop away from this diagonal that is normally very important for white, to try to exchange this bishop on g7. So bishop h4, I thought this is not good, and I was thinking how to continue now. I simply continued with the normal strategy of the c file, rook to c8, and now he played the next quiet move, king to h1. So here, well, we can say my opponent was waiting there in this hut, waiting for this innocent deer to come by and shoot him. And what happened now is that I saw king h1, and I thought, okay, maybe his idea is to play f4 and putting away the king out of this diagonal, so he can play f4 without the danger, or without the possibility for me to play queen to b6 check. So what I did here is that I thought, okay, maybe he wants to have some activity on the king side. Let me continue with my idea of having activity on the queen side. So I played my knight to a5. Now actually I was not being very careful here, so like a deer that doesn't expect someone with a rifle there hiding in a hut. I continued with my plan, but I didn't see this bullet. E5, there it comes and tries to destroy me. And now I was thinking, my god, I'm in trouble now. I'm in trouble because on one hand, of course, I cannot take this pawn, because then he first takes my queen, and after I've taken his queen, then the knight on a5 will fall, and I will be a complete piece behind. And also, if I go away with my knight, for example to e8, then what happens is that he first exchanges here this one, and after I've taken back, he can take on e7, and I lose my rook. So that means that after e5, I was thinking, what can I do? Well, the only other option is to take on b3, and that's what I did. Knight takes b3. Now he took on f6, and now I made the really big mistake. I took on a1. That's losing. I took on a1, and with this pawn, he took on e7 with this simple double attack. And here I simply resigned, because it makes no sense in a correspondence game to continue this. Well, actually, even in an all over the board game, it would be useless to continue. So that was the big mistake I had made. There was actually a possibility, just one more before, instead of taking on a1, there was a possibility of continuing the game with bishop takes f6. Now the idea is, of course, that if he takes my knight, I can take his bishop on h4. So then the best move for white is to take on f6, and then I can take on a1. And if he then saves his bishop by going to g4, we see that it looks like I have more material, but actually this knight here will be lost. There is no way to go. So one thing that I could do then is to take on c2, and then he can retake. Actually, maybe if for the case that you don't know this kind of moves, knight takes c2, in Holland we call them desperados. And the idea of this name is that we can say that this knight is desperate because he's going to be killed anyway. So what he does is at least take some material before he dies. So that's why we call this a desperado move. And in this position, actually, white is still better. Especially these weak dark squares here are terrible for me, and he has still his dark square bishop. So although there is a lot of material imbalance, 2 light pieces for a rook and 2 pawns, the weaknesses on these dark squares well, don't look very well for me, very good. So I think, but still this could be playable. I could still here try to achieve something. But I just blundered. Well, first of all, by not seeing this e5 idea, and the other thing is, of course, taking here immediately on a1 without seeing that he can take simply on e7, and I lost. So well, in this kind of cases, what do? You send your opponent a message telling him that he played very well and congratulate him, because that's actually the truth. He simply played better than I did in this game. I was not careful enough, and his strategy of waiting for my mistake was a success in this game. Alright, that's what I wanted to show you for this time, and I'll see you next time on YouTube. Thank you. Bye bye.